So we subconsciously hold on to some of this stuff and not know.
Exactly.
So is that why sometimes we have like a pain we don't even know about?
Exactly.
Or like certain things that happen to us, it's from a past life?
Often, yes. Yeah. Well, like that baby that had to have the surgery with a shriveled kidney. And, you know.
So actually going under hypnosis can help you.
Absolutely. It can help in so many ways. So, I mean, the list is very long.
So do you ever get like shocked or like surprised by anything? Or because it seems like you've seen probably a lot.
Well, when she told me that with a shriveled kidney when he was born with it, that kind of like, whoa, where did that come from? Because usually when I'm doing this, I mean, even now talking to you, you may not know it, but I'm in a semi-altered state. And that's why I can move into like a psychic mode and pick up on you.
So you don't really walk around like tuning into people like in the supermarket or something?
No, because I think that's an invasion of people's privacy. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. Just like I shouldn't wiretap your phone, even though I could.
Right.
You know, the equipment's out there, but I don't have a right to do that. So I feel the same way about tuning into somebody. Now, if I get something very strongly, and that's only happened a couple of times, then I will ask the person if they mind if I tell them what I'm picking up. But I try, you know, you never know what someone's religious beliefs are, you never know what their fears are, and even though you're psychic, you don't get everything. It would be nice, but we don't.
Doesn't the future change?
Absolutely.
Sometimes when you predict the future, sometimes they may go on a different path than
Well, absolutely. One time I told this young man, it was early October, and I told him he was going to, I said, you have to be careful on ice. I see you slipping and falling on ice and breaking your leg. And he said, there's no ice. And I said, I know, but this is what I'm getting. And he said, and I said, I'm seeing a small 2, so it's either 2 days or 2 weeks. And he said, in 2 weeks we won't have ice. I said, I know, but this is what I'm getting and I have to stick with it. Anyway, he let me know on Monday, that was a Friday, he let me know on Monday that his girlfriend had come up from Long Island and wanted to go ice skating that weekend. And he had dated her for 3 years and they had never once gone ice skating. It was never brought up. And so
they ended up going?
No, he didn't go because he said, no, she saw me break my leg. So they didn't go ice skating, and consequently the rest of the winter he was fine. But
so perhaps you helped him stop an injury or something from happening.
Yeah, exactly. So you can change the future. Everything isn't written in stone. There are periods where you can make a difference, and that was one of them.
Well, I always think of it as like, you know, paths A, B, C, D. And then, you know, if you take this path, this is going to happen. That path, that's going to happen. So that's sort of how I see it. So it's like I could decide today's B instead of A, and it could take everything in a whole different direction.
So, Johnny, do you think, like, there is something set in stone for everyone, like fate? Or do you think that we have...
Well, I think certain things,
like certain
things, I think certain things maybe are that way, but I think, like, there might be like 3 different paths to that. Like there might be like a good path, a bad path, an all right path, and it depends on which your choice is. Like I feel like your choices have to have something to do with where you end up in life.
Of course.
Because if that didn't happen, then we'd all just make bad choices, and then whatever happened happened.
Right.
So.
And everything has a purpose, so nothing just.
Well, I think we come in, if you don't mind me interjecting, I think from my experiences and all the work I do, I think we come in with an idea, a plan, whether we want to punish ourselves for something we might have done in another lifetime. And so that explains why some people have a really bad life. Once they find out that that's what they're doing, then they can change it, and then their life changes.
Right.
So that's where I do think we come in with a plan to achieve something, to maybe, like I said, punish ourselves or to help other people. Sometimes we come in just to help others, assist in their growth.
Right.
And, but yeah, we can still change how we get from point A to point B.
What if somebody comes to you in a negative way? They're very. Have you ever had anyone do this to you, where they come to you in a very negative way? They just want to prove you wrong, and their energy is just, I guess, awful. I would say.
Well, absolutely.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I pick up on it and tell them, look, it doesn't matter what I'm going to say to you. You're going to tell me absolutely no, that none of this has ever happened.
Right.
And that's okay, but I don't want you wasting my time and I don't want to waste yours. So, you know, good luck and that's how I send them off. It's, you know, I don't take too much time when they do that.
So if you're open to it, then it's easier.
It's definitely easier if somebody's open, but I've had people who didn't think, because they were afraid, didn't think they wanted me to tune in. And sometimes, because people have asked before, can I have my friend sit in? And then I wound up picking up on the friend.
Right. Okay.
And so it's like, you know, you can't, it's not like I have radar and I can just aim it at you and aim it at you. Sometimes it, and as it turned out, the person needed to hear what was said because it was a spirit that came in. And so, but I've been doing this a long time, so I have a lot of history here to judge by.
So speaking of like energy, I was just curious, like, have you guys ever like been around somebody and you've never met them before, and then they just have like a negative aura, and they're just nasty, like for no reason, just like
we meet
mean,
people,
miserable.
Listen, I work for customer service, so I meet people like that every day.
So what do you think?
When you meet somebody like that,
Yeah, like
one
what?
of the things you can do is pink light them. That means you visualize them surrounded in a sphere of pink light. Pink light has to do with spiritual love, and everybody, especially somebody angry, mean, and nasty, needs all the spiritual love they can get.
So that's like that saying, kill them with kindness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it does work because those kind of people have holes or tears in their aura, their energy field, and as you're sending them the pink light, it fills those holes up. And it really does make a difference in people. Some people it takes a little bit longer, but
But I
Maybe
just think that's
the balance. Like when people are negative, we all need each other. So like people that are negative need the positive people to come in and exude their auras, and they exude auras, and interchangeably like balance the world.
I mean, you've worked with customer service too, so
Yes.
you know, isn't that difficult to do when someone insults you or they're being mean to
Right.
you? You get like a defense mechanism to yourself, and it's like you get. It's I don't know if they're happy
But you
because
still
they're
have
making you
to
angry
maintain.
too, but it's like
But definitely
yeah.
affects the energy someone gives. Definitely affects how you feel about the situation, but doesn't have to affect how you deal with the situation.
well, you
Yeah.
can also put up your own energy field so those people don't
But it's
interfere
difficult
with
Like-
sometimes.
yeah, I'm not
When
saying it
people make
isn't.
you angry, it's difficult to just be like, have a great
But
day.
don't you hate it when you lose your cool though? That's
Yeah.
the worst.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
they get
then
the best of you.
Right.
well,
Yeah.
you give away your power,
Right.
and that's
And that's
something.
their point. They
Yeah.
want to get you mad.
And you don't want to do that, guys.
Yeah, so.
Keep your composure.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sure you could preach them all day, but you know, people are gonna. Be
Some people,
We all think
some
the best
people
of all of
are
us
well,
sometimes.
and some people just come from a negative perspective. You know, it may be a bad time in their life or whatever, but remember, we live in a world of opposites, and so in order to have good people, we have to have unhappy people or mean people or whatever.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
you're going to find that, and in customer service, you probably find it more than most people.
And I always say that you have to have good moments in order to appreciate. I should say bad moments in order to appreciate the good moments.
Well, that's the theory. I'm not sure I need them as bad as they can be sometimes,
Yeah,
but
that's true. Yeah. Well,
I mean, definitely, joy is pain. I mean, you know.
yeah. So,
If you didn't experience joy, how would you know what pain feels, and vice versa? Like, we need both. We need.
well, that's the theory. I don't buy that one though. But you know, that's probably why I'm going to live for a long time because I'm going to argue that point when I cross over.
I don't know. I just feel like because how would I know what?
only Anna puts on her chapstick in the middle of an interview. Okay, go ahead.
Like, how would I
Those-
know what happiness is if I didn't know what sadness was? Like, I don't know. I feel like both opposite sides of the spectrum, like they're so important and they work together. Like,
Well, and it
as
makes you
one.
appreciate the
Yeah.
good part. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you see a bad movie, and then you see a great movie. It's like you really appreciate
Right.
a great movie when you
Right.
finish watching a bad movie. You know what I mean? If you watch two
Like a
bad
good
movies
meal.
in a row, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
that was terrible.
if you're used to having great food every day,
Right.
it's like when you have great food, you're just saying, it's great food.
Right.
But if you have a terrible meal, then you'd be like, damn, I missed that.
Like, ugh. Want some of that
Well,
right
thank
now.
you very much, Jennie Thompson. We really appreciate having you on.
We're silly.
We're a little giddy here.
That's
But,
all right.
do
You
you have
guys
a
can giggle.
Do you have a website?
I
that you want
do.
to tell our viewers to
I
check
have
out?
I have an office in Burnt Hills,
Okay.
and my website is www.newageoasis.com. And the phone number up there is 280-3500.
Okay, so check her out, and she'll be on future episodes of True Talk as well, so look for those. Thank you very much, Jennie Thompson.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennie.
Thank you, Anna.
We will be right back.